What's up, fellow gamers? Welcome back to Let's Play Seven Nights Flashpoint. It's time for the second mission of the Syndicate's Debts storyline. Technically, this is skippable, but it's time for Forward Op. We are benching our gunslinger, trying to go a bit stealth-focused here for the gameplay, playing basically a challenge run where everyone has to have a uniquely different primary and a uniquely different secondary weapon, as well as depriving myself some of the various talents and weapons I think are a bit overpowered to make the game a little bit too easy. So we're here on our own dime. Let's make this a profitable night. Should be plenty of blueprints, files, and equipment here. We'll hit everything we can before it gets too hot. Let's keep a close eye on our exits. We've got more than one option if things heat up quickly. May need to make a break for it. Scout ahead, plot a route, and keep your options open. Let's make some bankroll. Alrighty, so welcome to our first raid. This is a map that can be sort of revisited in a procedurally generated mission down the line. It's a mission type called Raid, where all you're really going to do is get as much loot as possible. There are these various lockboxes around the map. There's also a matrix host you can hack to get files and accounts and blueprints. And ultimately, when you run this mission as part of the initial storyline, you always spawn here. It's always these exits and always the same boxes. Maybe the exits can re-roll. I don't think that's true, but this one is almost always open. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't remember. Regardless, enemy placements are a bit random. Sometimes there's a divergent here. In this case, we don't have that. We've got pretty much normal level 1 guards here. Same stats as the guards that we ran into in the opening mission. And anyway, the setup I think makes the most sense is coming around this way and then going this way through the matrix host. Because the matrix host can turn off various devices, we can turn off this camera here and some various laser gates around the map, which means going to the host relatively early tends to be good pathing. And since you can only go in through the right or through the left, I don't know why I would go this way and then back down. There's really only one route that makes sense to me. It just makes the most logical sense. And so I always go this way. And, well, I've probably had, I don't know, 20 games experience in running the map this way. Because, again, you can get it outside of the story missions as well. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and use the early game buffs. Going to throw down Tactical Surge, give my entire team some action points. I'm going to have Soren. I probably do want to disable this camera, so I'm going to go ahead and cast this early. I think that'll be fine, kind of no matter what. Probably need to wait for that guard to move out of the way. Yeah, he'll hear footsteps, so I got to be a little bit chill here. So we'll delay for this one. Dade is going to hang out here as well. August could go for a Tox Cloud somewhere. I could even try to Venom Trap this guy. But I think I'm going to wait until we're in a more, I don't know, maybe dangerous location before I do any of this. I think I can kind of gank up this guy no problem. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. I could try to Tox Cloud this way, but it'll be a little bit tough, so I probably won't. We'll let the guards move. Okay, he's turning back towards us, which is actually bad for us. He's going to be very much in the way. Not sure I'm going to solve that, but he's definitely in an annoying spot for me. You're running up that way, which is not a very big deal. And you're facing towards us, which is going to be a little bit annoying also. And then the last guard is going the other way. It's not going to be a big deal there. Okay, so the plan, I think, is going to be... Oh, right, I didn't bring my gunslinger. So my gunslinger has a stun, and you could have, stunned that guy or, dragged him around or whatever. And so I'm missing some, relatively useful things. So I have Shadow. Shadow should help a little bit. What I'm going to end up going for... It doesn't deafen, though, unfortunately, so I have to do some crouching, but I'm going to run to here. That's... the vision cone is crap. Okay. I'm going to run to here, then. I'm going to spend exactly 3 action points. So right there. I am not in line of sight. That's a good start. Okay. We see more guards and more possible patrols. Sure. It's going to cost me 2 action points. I'm going to throw a Shadow over here. We should make him turn that way. Okay, so he's now looking the wrong way. I need to clear some space to get away from this guy. He will run into that corner during his next turn, unless the security AI tells him to do something else. This should be no problem, and I can simply stealth forward. He's fine here. Alright, next up is Dade. Dade doesn't do anything very terribly useful, so I'm just going to use him for his gun. I'm going to put him to here, and with 5 action points, you can shoot 3 times. That'll be decent. I think well, actually, or I can run up a bit closer. That would allow me to basically spread the damage out across more characters, and probably get, on average, better forward progress. So I'm basically placing a bet on how much damage I have to do to knock this guy out. Obviously, his health bar is decent. He's been ambushed. And, of course, we can miss a decent amount. It's got to be a little bit cautious here. Oh, right, and this guy doesn't have every possible tool. Okay, this is... He's got a little bit tougher than what I wanted it to be. I'm sure we can get there, but I forgot about the fact that he doesn't have a good silenced sidearm. If I go to here, I need 7 action points, which is enough for 4 shots, and so... Yeah, I'm going to go all the way to here. He might count as obstructed, which I'll be kind of sad about, but it is what it is. I'm going to lose 10 accuracy because of that. Yeah, obstructed is going to drop my accuracy by 10. That's too bad. I think it's still worth getting more shots here, but it's going to make my life a little bit harder. Good first shot. Okay, cool. That crit was really helpful. So that saves me a ton of headache here. That was going to be a problem otherwise, probably. And that means August can pretty safely just run straight forward. I don't have everything learned yet. I don't have dissolve or anything, so yeah, if you run through there, you're going to get heard, so we're just going to run you in a straight line. I'll put you there. Yeah, I'll put you there, even though I know where the guards actually are, because I played this map before. We'll just put you here, and you'll be relatively safe. So difficulty is, of course, I'm forced to run a sword on one of my characters, which means he has very poor ranged silent options. But of course, there's no new info from the security AI, so I get to kind of hang out. This guy should be running the wrong direction, and no one else can threaten me, so I will leave everyone where they are and let the guards kind of use their turns up. Have you wait for Beta to go out of the way. You're walking forward, nothing too scary yet. August can wait as well. You're going to investigate that corner, because I told you to, thanks to Shadow. Pretty useful, we can dodge that guy entirely. You're patrolling forward, okay. You're guarding. You're still going along your path. You're going forward, you'll turn back soon. You're just turning back and forth, you probably aren't going to move any. There's one guy left to move, he's this guy. Ultimately, I'm not really going to get into a good spot no matter what happens, so I'll go down to 1 action point. So if I was probably being a little bit cleverer, I would have had Unique run up here and thrown a look ahead to track this guy's patrol route. However, because I've played the map so many times, I know his exact patrol route, and I know that these boxes will always keep me safe. And so I know that I'm allowed to sneak up here and duck there and be totally fine. Right, being behind this wall and these boxes means I'm going to be safe against this dude, no problem. So I'm not worried about this here, unless I'm really wrong about this, but I shouldn't be. Yep, he patrols up there, but again, these boxes get in the way and he's totally fine. So I'm going to run to here. There we go. Run to there. 1 AP left, and then use ducking to get a little bit closer. I'm going to scout out what the rest of these guys are going to do. Here, I'm going to go ahead and track these two, just so I don't feel like I'm cheating as much. We know you're turning back around, and you're going to keep walking forward. Now, if you run to here and look, you've got line of sight on my people, so I have to go for you first. You'll have to actually be killed proactively. You guys telling me I'm out of line of sight there. I'll still have to walk up for you, but that's going to be okay. I think we can handle that. Or I can hide from it somehow. Like, again, I can hide behind, like, this barricade here, and that's going to be a little bit nicer. But, yeah, this is a pretty clear line of sight. I've got to be careful. So if I go here, I should be out of the vision cone. Decent enough. He's now safe to grab the loot, and we can continue to advance forward. Nice, we got a blueprint for an SMG craft. This is actually a really good upgrade, so going for a somewhat early nano fab might be worth it to get that online sooner. I don't have Dissolve. I could have had Soren come down and use Signal Grift. That might have been the right choice, to be honest, but it's too late now. Let's see, so let me get somewhere where I'm not going to get spotted and I can, like, crouch forward safely. So we'll start there. I want to be able to use Tox Cloud well. So I'm going to Venom Trap you for some free damage, since we know we have to... Well, we don't have to kill you, but it's going to be really hard to get past you. And I don't have another charge of something like Shadow to turn him around. So it's going to be tough no matter what. I could throw out Tox Cloud. It's going to be in my way for some of the, like, later moves. but I can probably path around it, and it will probably tag both those guards. I'm going to try. This should be decent. And I don't mind being a little bit patient here. It should work out in my favor. So, let's see how it goes. Edges forward and catches them both. So there's 50 damage apiece. Gives me some initial early progress, which is nice. We know you're just guarding. And then it's pretty much my entire team's turn, with the exception of you, who I didn't do any predictions on, but you're not going to run too far forward from what I recall. Still, that kind of scares me. Plays a little bit to play it, too cavalier. So I could run up here and get one sword strike, and then have Soren and Dade follow up, which I think should work pretty well. I think we'll have the damage. So I'm going to take this risk, and I think it'll be fine. And if it's not fine, I have ways of getting a stun. Now, one thing I could do is pop the drugs here, and for 3 turns, get a move points and move speed. But I don't think I'm going to make use of that right now, so I'm just going to run up and go for damage. So you see me. And I go for regular attack, but I'm going to go for Power Slice here to try to guarantee the kill. It's still only a coin flip to do full damage, but wow, I feel like I get glancing hits all the time on melee. I feel like I'm very unlucky with melee attacks. Maybe it's just me not understanding RNG very well, but it feels that way. Alright, well, I've got a new scope for this gun. I bought it in the last episode, so this thing actually has okay-ish range. Yeah, 85% here isn't horrible. I can go full auto, but I think single target is better here. A little bit optimal range difficulties, but it's not too bad. First shot's decent, and then I'm guaranteed glancing hits because of 61 accuracy. And so you're down in 2 strikes. Oh, shoot! You can hear the gunfire. I didn't... That's a mistake. That's a meaningful mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So even if he comes to see me, I think he won't... Let's see, yeah. This will cost him 1, 2, 3, 4. As long as I move Dade, he won't see anybody by the time he has 2 extra points left, which means I'm not shootable. But I have to handle the fact that this guy is going to definitely be annoying. I'm going to just delay my turn here and let these guys walk up. I need... Okay, this guy is probably not going to be a concern. I don't know what he's doing, but I don't expect to be in danger here. But this is getting a little hairy. As long as we hide behind these walls, we should be safe. This guy's going to see us pretty directly, so... Probably have to hide there. That will block line of sight from him. And we can deal with him at the end of the turn. So... Although, am I worried about you? I don't think so. I don't think you're going to walk forward. If you do, I'm in a bad spot, but I'm going to make the prediction that it's okay. So I'm going to run here. Save the rest of my action points, and hope I'm correct. I think you're not going to see anything, and you're not going to see us in time, so I'm going to say I'm safe to wait and let the guards patrol. And that's actually Look Ahead coming in clutch, because I would not have known if I was completely safe or not. So thank you, Look Ahead, for that. He's still stuck. This guy is nearsighted. You're still patrolling that way. Alright, you are walking forward. Oh, no! Okay, well, he didn't attack at least. And then you're going to see us too late, but you should be out of action points and not be able to shoot. He took cover, though, which is smart. Okay, I thought you weren't going to see my hacker or my Cyber Knight, but you clearly did. So, or no, it was the hacker. I should have hit him better. I chose to save 1 AP, but I should have ducked in this corner because, yeah, you clearly have line of sight, so I griefed that. Alright, well, we have 2 alerted guards. That guy has a good initiative roll, the other guy doesn't. This guy has no AP left, so he can't do anything. I'm just going to kind of run him out into a spot where he can shoot next turn. I'll figure out action points and everything else next turn. So I don't need to kill you because you're not in combat. You are relevant, and the nice thing is these boxes will block line of sight, so if you fully die, he won't see the corpse. Also, keep in mind, he's going to take 50 damage at the end of the turn. So if I drop him to 200 health, it's enough. Oh, let's go. Shot 1. Shot 2. Okay, good. It was about 50% to land both shots. I managed to get it that time. Reload. I need 30 more damage and you're dead. I probably cannot clear both enemies with this. But we get to get rid of one. Okay, you're dead. You just don't know it yet. And so you matter, and you are definitely not dying easily. Now... Oh yeah, there's a ton of there's a ton of tally here because let's see. So initiative rolls, you're at 14. I need to slow you down. I need to make sure my entire team can go first. You're not too dangerous at 11, but you're going before August and Dade, and I can't have that. So I'm going to interference spike you to drop you to 8. And then I guess I might as well go for a shot. I'm still hidden from you, so I can just get some free damage. He's going to be able to spot a new intruder. That'll be more escalation, but I think it's the best play that I have. So I'm just going to shoot you. It's guaranteed to hit from being close range. It's only a glance, sadly, but oh well. So quite a bit of tally. This guy's tally won't go through because he'll die, but we are going to get an escalation, and we're going to get a bunch of other guards motivated to go attack us. My bad. Alright, Toxicloud moves. Damage over time is triggered. Yep, he's been told to move. We already knew his initiative roll wasn't very good. Reports of gunfire, intruder detected, 2 tally from the quantum spine, and escalation level 1 is going to be body timers. Okay, so this guy we killed back here, his time is going to run out relatively soon. And the AI is sending 4 guards, 5 guards, 6 guards. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So 6 guards have been sent my way. Fair. You're going first, and you cannot threaten me in time, so I don't care. You have been woken up as well, so realistically I need to maximize damage here, while also not putting myself into too much threat. Now, one difficulty is that I have no bullets in the pistol, so if I shoot full auto with the AR, I would need 2 action points, 1 to reload and then 1 to shoot. So I'm probably just going to run... Let's see. If you run straight towards us, I'm going to guess you get to here, and that you wouldn't see my CK. So I'm gonna run like this, in like kind of a straight line forward. And I think it'll be okay. This is like a little ugly. We're going to shoot the AR. The range is mostly fine here. Full auto's looking pretty decent. 2 people in gunshot range. They can all hear it, but they're both going to die this turn, so I don't care. Oh, and we crit. That's huge. Alright, well, I'm going to reload my pistol and hide behind this cover in case I need it. I shouldn't need it, but in case I do, I'm behind some cover here. Don't need to look ahead, I don't think. I think I'm chilling like this. Alright, here's so. Yep, AI's in the ear. Hey, go investigate. Something's going wrong. Okay, fine. And yeah, he gets to right about there. Roughly my prediction. Alright, gotta clean some more guys up here. Go ahead and use your Urban Assault Rifle. I'm thinking similar boat here where I go this far. This gives me 1 full auto and then 1 single target with the SMG. So he's now fully alert. He knows that there's enemies afoot. Yeah, he's fully alert but not in combat. You can see the it's 2 full pips but not a third. So he's spotted an intruder but is not like in a combat state. Still though, of course, we're going to go full auto here. Give me a second. I was going to look at something here. Oh yeah, I guess this gun does not have 60% accuracy if you do single target. It doesn't get the guaranteed glance, I should say. That's fine. Decent damage there. 2 action points left. Decent amount of recoil, for sure. Maybe should have stayed single target as a result. And yeah, we missed, but that's okay. He's going relatively late. Other people still have actions. You're still staying there. You're being told to move. There is a body he can find at some point. That'll be a little bit scary. I'm going to run the Scourge down. Let's try to... Okay. I can't get easy accuracy here, so I'm going to run to there. Should be a decent shot. Shotguns are baseline pretty accurate. Baseline accuracy of a shotgun is 75%, and it glances at 80, so this is pretty solid. A little bit of recoil from running, a little bit of accuracy minus from everything else, but honestly pretty solid overall. Please don't miss. Thank you. Alright, down goes 1. And I don't have enough tools to drop this camera cleanly, so I'm just going to trigger the camera, and it is what it is. We're going to escalate anyway, no matter what, so it's not a big deal if the camera sees me. There's already being guards sent my way as it is. So, we open our second loot box finally. Good amount of stuff to sell. Really happy to get... Oh, it's a crafting blueprint. It's going to be sold, but a package shock mine is great. So that's pretty solid. You've been told to move by the AI, so you're going up that way. Okay, and I'm skipping turns forward sometimes because I can. All right, so when are you going? You're going at 15. It's a little bit scary. That is like, you know, a threatening initiative roll. So I need to get my team. Let's see. I think you're far enough back that I'm not worried about it. I could use Unique to buff your initiative, but I'm pretty sure if he runs forward, I think he's not going to get damage here in time. Like, this is vision, like, vision rate's gonna be from right about here. He'll be able to see. It's gonna be like 4 or 5 action points to even get there in the first place, so I think it's gonna be alright. Now the two options are like, I can try to run him up to this corner here and expect to not get seen, because I expect him to run like this and then run straight forward. It's a bit of a risk, but I'm going to take it because I want to maximize action points. Like, this is like extremely risky, because if he does turn right, I get spotted, but you know, he's not in a combat state. He's investigating a, you know, hey, security, go check this out. So he's not going to look to his sharp right, I don't think. If I'm wrong, it's going to be bad for me. Don't want to lose my hacker. So 2 guards' body timers ran out. So that should generally be sending more guards over. It's going to reduce further body timers, so we're going to get more escalation. Only 1 guard sent to intercept, so Beta is on the way. So this guy who's pulled out by Shadow is now going to actually act. Going to delay, let the guards move. Yep, he's on the way to go investigate the body timer. You've been sent now as well. Okay, and you're... Oh, that's actually worse for me, maybe? No, you're hunting, so you're done. Cool. All right. He only got part way to where the disturbance was and then decided that he was going to start investigating the area. Got to wait for this lockbox to be done at some point. But the nice thing is, actually, do I want to wait for more guards to move? So who's got to turn left? You could get behind us and be a little bit scary. So I want to move Soren. You can't be threatening, and you probably can't be threatening either. All right, let's just run this guy up and, you know, do the job. Yeah, let's just go run in a straight line, basically. Get the best accuracy we can. 18 meters should be solid here. And because this guy could hear the Urban Assault, I'm just going to go basically SMG shot 1 and SMG shot 2. Alright, well, first one was a hit, second one was a glance, but we're getting progress here. AI in the air, but you're all the way to hunting, so you're not going very far. Okay, you're actually running over towards us. You need to get closer to the loot box. Now, if I recall correctly, this thing should be despawning after it moves next turn. So I'm just gonna see, and it was cast like vaguely this direction. So where I'm standing right now should be relatively safe. I'm a little bit worried about. Well, actually, I think I'll be okay. Yeah, it should be pathing away such that this is fine, and I can spend 1 action point to get into the box range next turn. Shouldn't be a big deal. If I'm wrong, it's gonna hurt, but I won't die. You're hunting uselessly. Good for you. I'm gonna yield on Dade and let Unique try to get the kill so that Dade can save some action points. I guess you can see her when she comes around the corner. That makes sense. I already count as spotted, so I can't get a stealth attack anyway. So I'm just going to run up to, I guess, as far forward as I can, while still having 5 action points for 3 shots. We don't have a way to poison him. That's okay, though. Should be able to get the kill, although I could miss. I could get unlucky. Ooh, that crit is awesome. And down you go. All right, good stuff. All right, I'm going to have her... Let's see, let me check this talent here from Soren. So Soren has Signal Grift. Yeah, it blocks everything but cameras. So ideally, I have him cut a body timer. It's too late. If he had 1 AP left, I could have cut this body timer and not gotten the tally for it. But Signal Grift allows him to run through these pressure sensors without triggering any escalation tally, but that's not possible anymore. Whatever, I'm just going to have her run for the first one, and the EX... Actually, no, we'll run forward. She'll grab this one, EGX grab that one. It's all fine. Whatever. Alright, so Dade can now start hacking. We'll do a really brief hacking intro. Many of you watching have already watched plenty, but for those who haven't, welcome to hacking. Welcome to hacking, rather, in Seven Nights Flashpoint. So over to the right are the talents that you've learned on your character. To the left are the programs installed on your hacker's cyber deck. You have action points, just like action points in the game, but you additionally have a maximum deck IO per turn, which is how many programs functionally you can load each turn. You can see they take 60 or 80 IO to load. And there's also a maximum memory of how many programs can be active at any one time. Now you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 cost 60. That's 240, which means I literally can't even load all 4 programs in a turn. I could store them, but I couldn't load them all. Thankfully, though, you have talents, so I can load Hard Shell and gain some shield so that I don't take damage to my cyber deck. It'll block damage in case I take damage. And I have Overclock, which is a hacker talent, to give me more AP, so you go from 44 up to 64. Additionally, I can have another 180 IO, so that I can actually pretty cleanly load a bunch of programs. Okay, good start here. I'm thinking about whether I want to load disarm right now. I think I do want to. Right, there's a maximum, deck memory here. I'm gonna not actually. So the reason too is because when you're here at the terminal node, you only get it says 0, but it's actually 1. You get 1 escalation per action. Sorry, per like talent program related action. If you load talents don't trigger tally. They don't like functionally cost a turn in that sense. But every time this bar fills up, you get an escalation, much like in the regular game. And you go through these nodes. The nodes, the art is all irrelevant. Basically, these cubes are all travel nodes. They don't do anything special. These circles are scarier. They often have harder defense. These things that are poker chips all have downloads in them. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spots where there's downloads. This one is particular. It's the CPU. It will actually, in some missions, it's required that you hack this. In some, it's just, it has minor value in that it resets security tally. And these orange ones, or these red ones, are security units. They actually turn off security devices. You can see, if I go from here, I can see that these cameras and like these 4 things are controlled by these remote control units. Or security control units, rather. Okay, so the core gameplay is you load scan, you load sleaze, you lose deception, you sometimes need disarm, you sometimes need attack. You always want to scan, and you want to see, oh, I see, there's a brick wall here, which is handled by sleaze. There is a... Okay, we go to the firewall, right? The firewall is just here. It's a checkpoint, it's nothing special. But it has an ice jammer here that I want to sleaze. And so it makes things cost more action points. I want to sleaze that. Now it's disabled. Congratulations. And now, once again, I can scan and see what's around. You can see that I've got, a little bit more tally here, right? I'm getting 3 tally per action because firewalls have 3 tally per action on them. And I can see that there is a radar here. I want to go down first because reasons. Okay, well, the radar is an active ice, which needs deception. So I walk down and I see, oh, I lose connection health for every action I take on this node. Well, I don't want that. Deception. Cool. Otherwise, if I were to scan, I would lose 10 connection. If I was to move over, I would lose 10 connection. That would be kind of bad. Okay, we scan. We see, okay, well, there's a deception node and a spider web here. There's a disarm required trap node. Okay, well, I care about that. Let me go to the SPU. And if you use a program, steal AP, and damage the cyber deck when you take any action. Well, I happen to know that you should generally disable traps first. You can see that I just lost 10 deck shield because I took 10 damage to your cyber deck. That's kind of rough. Well, let's deception you. Let's take this download. And I've only got 5 action points left. And there is a little tiny amount of min-max you can do towards the end of the turn, which is, hey, you should try to load as many programs as possible because IO resets every turn, but your memory is just your memory. And your AP resets every turn. Generally speaking, IO is a very tight constraint. And when all else is equal, you might as well at the end of your turn use up your IO because you're going to get back to 0 anyway, so you get a full refund there. And I happen to be able to spend all the AP very cleanly. Isn't that nice? So, great. First turn hacking, solid. Next turn. Guards are missing. Looking for interference. So yeah, some more body timers ran out. And it's going to be cameras going into high power mode. So that means these cameras are now going to give +1 heat to me. If I walk through them, not just the security tally. Cool, so my hacker was first, it's kind of cute. So we'll scan for what's around. And of course you cannot scan into a CPU. So we don't know what's there. But I can at least scan and see what's on these 2 nodes. But I'm going to go to CPU right away. So I'm going to walk over. And I have a couple options here. I can just like wildly shoot this out, and I'm actually going to. I'm gonna guess that I want to knock out the top one first. I have no idea if those are good or not. Looks like I lost some deck shield, so one of the ice was to deal damage to me, but I did manage to destroy both the ice here. I scan, it is safe now, and I can hack the CPU, and this will basically reset security tally. Now, to really hyper maximize, I'm considering waiting until I get 1 escalation, because it's -120 tally. It's basically 2 levels, right? If you hack this, you get 2 levels back. Well, I haven't even gotten level 1 yet, and I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 nodes to clean through. I've only cleaned through 4 myself. So let's go here first instead. If you exit steal AP and you can't download stuff, okay, well, knock that down, take the downloads, knock that one out, and ultimately, I don't want to travel back here, so I'll just spike the CPU now. Great, CPU is spiked, tally goes back down to 0. All right, on to the next node. Let's run forward here. We can see that we need active destruction and we need trap destruction for the stuff here and the stuff here. So let's go here. Damage to connection, download access, right? One is actively detrimental, one just, you know, when it's chill. Go over here. When you load a program and damage to connection on any action, well, I'm not going to load any programs here, so let's just do that and leave. And I've got 4 action points left, so I'm going to run up to here, and I'll have to load a new program to continue on my 3rd turn, but successful so far. Alright, they're hunting around randomly, and yeah, they are not too dangerous to me just yet. Managed to clean out a good number of the guards. And, nice, I've got Tactical Surge back up. Okay, I need to wait until August actually gets into range, because I want to make sure he gets the action points himself. So, have you run forward. Have you grab this loot. 10k and some stuff I can sell for a little bit more. Cool, not bad. I'm going to have you go 1 step short. No, it's fine. I'm going to have you run in a straight line. I was worried that these laser wires might at some point be turned on, but he's not onto the hitbox just yet, so it's not a big deal. Alright, are you going to keep following? Okay, you found a corpse. That is more tally. Now the AI actually knows that there are dead bodies. Before they only had timers run out and like, hey, is that something? Should we care? And the answer is yes. The answer is now definitively yes. I'm going to delay. I would like Soren to get a good signal grift, but it's not going to be easy for him. I'm just going to have him grab stuff. It's fine. Triggers the pressure plate. It's a bit of tally, which I don't love having, but it's not the end of the world. We get an armor blueprint, a file that we can sell, and another smoke grenade blueprint. Alright. Well, if we can do it right, we're not going to have this timer run out. If I run to here, am I in signal grift range? No. Okay. Best thing you can do is just run a straight line then. I could use line crawler to turn these off. That would allow me to get less security tally, but I don't care enough, basically. I will let the AI get an escalation soon, and it's fine. You're hunting, but you're not going very quickly towards me, so I don't really care. I'm going to wait on popping that and let him... Like, I don't want the tally here, right? I want to not get an escalation this turn. So I'm going to run my Cyber Knight in a straight line all the way across to grab this. There's no more unknown unknowns this turn. Actually, I'll put you behind the barricade in case he outrolls me and runs straight forward. I don't want to get spotted. So I'm going to run you over. Ton of action points thanks to Tactical Surge. Pretty good stuff. Alrighty. Cool. Didn't get outrolled, but also I have no rush to move here. So I'm going to let her sit around. Alright, Beta is now investigating that one of his, guard friends died, so is someone around here? So far, no. Alright, hunting forward. Hunting around there. Not going very far, though. They are definitely not moving very quickly. Okay. Well, I'm going to have you... Actually, I'll have you wait as well, right? We're not about to get flanked. This guy's already had his turn. Yeah, the guards just aren't really making it over here. Alright, probably not the last turn for hacking, but we're making progress all the same. Again, passive node here. Can't load programs. I kind of screwed up here. I wouldn't have had to go through this, but it's too late now. So one thing to note, actually, is that trap ice like this is normally not revealable by an outside scan. But basically, if you already know what the node is and then scan from the outside, it will reveal traps. And because I bought Matrix Snoop, it works this way. But normally, when you're doing, let's say, a solo hack, or you don't get the chance to get Matrix Snoop, this trap would actually be fully hidden. And we wouldn't know this is even here. There would be literally no information. This icon would be, there would be no icon here. You wouldn't see this text. We're just not going to load any programs, so it's fine. But it could be like, oh yeah, when you download, one thing you do actually is now that you're here, if you do the second scan, that would reveal the trap. Anyway, I do want to knock down security devices, although I'm not in an immediate rush. I want to go here and grab the last downloads, damage to connection, and download access, so of course we go in this order. I lost sleaze, not the end of the world. Because this thing was when you load a program, right? This trap was load a program, screw up. I'm going to load my programs here. We need passive and trap destruction, that's it. So I'm going to load just passive. I don't need deception anymore. There's no more active ice left. I'm going to guess. Okay, this is the wrong one. Load a program and remote controls disabled. The thing is, I don't care about this laser mesh, so I'm going to stop and just go right back out the way I came. Right, none of these hurt me, so I don't have to disable any of them. I'm just going to leave. I'm going to go here. If you exit the node, damage the cyber deck. Obviously you can't use the controls. Okay, we'll sleaze that. And I want to hack the long-range camera. So this camera over here, gone. Alright, and that's all I needed, right? I've gotten all my downloads. I've turned off the various devices. If I want to be extra safe, I can hack these devices. They're already asleep, and as a result, I don't think I need to, like, do anything because they're not on anyway. It would require a escalation to turn them back on in the first place, so we're going to safely disconnect. And with my 4 remaining action points, unless I'm worried about this guy, and I'm definitely not, I'm just going to run in a straight line forward. In case the wires are turned on, I want to make sure I'm not, you know, on top of their spawner, so I'll go this way. You are hunting, good for you. And then I'm going to go ahead and signal grip this corpse. We're going to get an escalation this turn anyway, but I have a sense that this will allow me to get 1 fewer escalation later on down the line. Signal Grift allows me to not trigger pressure sensors, so no tally for any of that. Wow, cool. We got a level 2 pistol blueprint. Really good. We're getting pretty lucky on blueprint drops here. You can definitely get some kind of snoozers, and we got some pretty good ones overall. That pistol's quite good, and the SMG's quite good. And because I'm, you know, playing unique weapons, I will make use of those. I might actually prioritize the nanofab a little bit early as a result of this. So these guys are in kind of annoying spots. It's not too bad. I don't think I need to, like, rush for a reload right now. I'm going to stay behind cover so that the guards can't see me as they move. I'm going to try to predict their overall movements. So you're going back to your spot. And, okay, so they're both returning to their initial spots here. They were woken by the AI at, like, turn 3 or whatever. They spent, you know, 4 turns kind of running out to the middle and investigating around. Ultimately, didn't find anything, so they're going to go back to their posts. August is going to go run across. Let's make sure he's not on the laser wire spawn. That should be fine. He's missing 1 shell and a shotgun. Not a huge deal. Should be okay. Alright, escalation. Is it going to be turning on laser wires? Rebooting 1 jammed the device. Was that the camera? Put the camera back on. They put the camera back on. That's really rude. Oh well. I'm not going to run my hacker back just to turn that off. It's just going to be what it is. But I still want to let these guards waste their turn. So let's just do a bunch of delays. I'm not about to get flanked, so I'm not worried about that just yet. You're still hunting. You are woken up later. You're still hunting because you are woken up later. And again, let's delay and let the guards all waste their turns. So, back. Yeah, you're going back to your post, basically. Right, you're back to guarding. You're still suspicious, right? The AI talked to you, but they are going back to their posts. Alright. That's fine with me. And yeah, you're still hunting around, but you're kind of useless. Okay, so it will be hard to make use of the shotgunner because, well, I can use Venom Trap. That's worth it. Actually, no, I can't probably get Venom Trap in range, can I? I'll try to bounce it off something. Alright. So Venom Trap will not normally reach. However, you can bounce things off of the map artifacts. And so right here, wait, what? There we go. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but we got what we wanted, which is a pretty good throw. And that guy is now going to take the damage from poison. Good stuff, dude. My Agent EX is definitely not combat ready. He's not even close to combat ready. Okay, Dade is here. Now, for predictions, you're just going to turn and you're just going to turn, right? These guys aren't going to do anything. So, you know, if I go all the way up here, I can take 1 shot. And if I think my Cyberknight can do the rest, if I think that's true, we're fine here. Or I can play really cautiously, right? Hide behind this wall here. Expect him to do nothing on his next turn. That's probably the better play, right? Let's just make sure we have all the resources we need. We're not in a huge rush. We're not about to escalate or anything. It also allows my Cyberknight to spend a turn reloading. And that should be fine. Yeah, I have nothing else I need to cast here. I could preemptively security scramble here, probably. That's scary. I would like to be able to spend the 1 AP on this, but I'm worried that I walk too far forward, I get spotted, and, you know, everything's just too difficult. It's not worth the risk. Technically, I'm pretty sure that if I ran past this, I would get out of line of sight quickly enough for the guard not to register, but it's not worth it. There's 50 damage from the poison trap. And you're going on 9. I could once again spam delay and make sure I know what the guards are doing. It's the safe option. Let's do that. Yep, you're doing nothing because you're staying at your post. Oh, I can't delay him any further. Crud. That actually makes this really difficult for me. Shoot. You just gotta waste your turn, I guess. Okay, reload your shotgun and stand still. Useless turn is what it is. I could Toxic over here in case guards ever move that way. I can catch them out. It's kind of free real estate. There you go. If someone walks through there, they'll get caught. It's not the most useful. Okay, you're useless. You're still useless. Are you doing anything? Nope. Alright, let's go kill some guys. Yeah, this should be decent. Let's run down to 3 action points. Okay, you're going to move next turn, but you're going at 7. So I'm not concerned about you. I get spotted. Decent damage here. And again, he's going to take 50 damage at the end of the turn from poison. And what would actually be super ideal... Actually, I'm going to yield. I'm going to try to have Soren go for a line crawler here. The reason being... let's go to you to here. I think it won't do what I want. I wanted line crawler to bounce from this camera to this camera. That's not going to happen because it's going to bounce to this instead. But I'm still going to go for line crawler. Because line crawler is good. Turn that camera off. You can hear the gunfire. We're just going to kill you. Even a glance would work. Okay. Didn't need anything more than that. You're going to move at the beginning of the next turn. And I don't want to alert you now. I want to kill you next turn. So all I'm going to do is run forward, grab the loot. Oh, another shock mine? Nice. Alright, that's pretty great. You can hear footsteps. Got to be careful about that one. I guess I'll run out like this to keep myself out of earshot range. And next turn, we just kind of go Alpha Strike him. Tox Cloud moves, no big deal. So again, no new info for the AI. The camera saw nothing. The guard we killed back over here, right? We spoofed his body timer, so no one will ever come looking. AI will never report that. You're going all the way down at 7. I guess it's worth predicting what these guys are doing. You're heading back to your spot, and so are you. It means they're not going to see any interference from me. So I can safely go out here and try to deal some damage. We'll see if he counts. Actually, do you count? Yeah, you're only obstruct. That's not a big deal. So go here. You're not anywhere scary. I'm not worried about you. Let's go get this kill. Good first shot. Wow, nice. Doing pretty well, actually. Very lucky to get all 3. All right. August can basically sprint it. Can't get too much more except to run forward. I think that's fine. Yeah, not having any ranged quiet weaponry makes it really hard to like use him in a lot of combat cases. Is what it is. Normally you'd want to be like a Cyber Sword or get a soldier on the team to give him some move speed, but... he's just back to his spot. No longer under look ahead, but the debuff is still on him, so we can still predict them. Soren is here with no ammo left, so we've got to rectify that. This guy is dead in 1 shot, so I'm just going to go down to 1 action point, and I think I'm not quite guaranteed it, but it'll be probably a 55 to hit. Wow, I was off by 1. Because of minimum range. Darn, if it wasn't for the minimum range one, I'd actually have the exact number. And we got him. We got the coin flip. Actually, did that count as optimal... was that a glancing hit? Yeah, it was a glancing... okay, so actually 5.5 meters counts as glancing. I guess it's 6 meters then for glance? Wow, okay, that's really strong. Yeah, you're running away, so I shouldn't be worried about this, although I don't want to get spotted by movement, so I'm going to spend 1 action point on a reload. And just stay a little bit cautious here. Hide there just in case. Sadly, this camera will turn right onto this, and we're going to get very spotted, but oh well. He's turning that way, but I don't want to risk it. Yeah, so they're back to their spots. No escalations for a bit. This camera's going to make that harder. He's going to see us as well. Yeah, Linecrawler bounced to the laser wires. We just heard that. Alrighty, so there's only 3 guards left on the map, and if we don't get... oh, darn. We're actually guaranteed enough tally to escalate. Oh, the camera didn't move. Okay, huge. Alright, so the game plan is... okay, the game plan is kill them all, actually. I think it's actually quite doable. So I'm going to run to here. And if... yeah, so we're going to get no escalation as long as they both die, because the camera's not going to see anybody. And if it escalates the next turn, I don't care, because I'm going to be probably leaving at that point. So I'm going to pretend that I have enough damage to kill everybody, no problem at all. Oh, you're outside optimal range, okay. And you're actually, oh, it's funny, you're surprised. Yeah, he's surprised and he's not. Even though I'm not in vision range. So under the hood, there is actually, there's technically 5 states for the AI. Not all of them are used, I believe, because the devs are like really, they try really hard to make sure that save states are never invalidated. And so like, oh, well, at one point the game had 5 AI states, and so under the hood there's still 5 AI states, so that you're like, your games never break. I don't believe they use 5 states, but I believe they use at least 4. And one indication of that is these guys are both suspicious with a capital S, except that you count as a surprise target, and you don't count as a surprise target. And it's not like you can see me, right? I'm not in your vision cone, right? You would be alert if I was spotted, right? The vision cone ends. So they're both suspicious, but one of them isn't a surprise target. And because there's clearly something different under the hood, actually, I'm going to send this in just in case they want this as a repro. So an example of 2 different suspicious states. So right here, my EX can shoot one as a surprise target, but cannot shoot the other. They both display suspicious, which makes it almost impossible for a player to understand why they are different. All right, cool. Actually, I don't know when it takes a screenshot, but like the fact that you see different accuracies here should be, you know, pretty obvious for that as well. And then there we go, feedback submitted. All right, anyway, I'm gonna try to kill them both. I need to do initiative manipulation to make sure you don't go before Dade, because Dade is part of the kill here. No one else can hear the gunfire. Oh, he crit on both of them? That is massive. I mean, his crit chance has got to be so low, too. Yeah, 9%, and he got it. That's so... Oh, I guess it's 12 because he has a trait for that. That makes this a whole lot easier to clean up. All right, well, you did good. I got to make sure I save at least... Oh, my gosh. I didn't even realize I had tactical search this turn. I should have thought about it, but it makes it even easier. All right, well... Let's put you here, which gives me full auto with the assault rifle. Nice. All right, and it would give me the ability to use any other talents that were needed, but, you know, none of that's going to be useful here. So we're going to, thankfully, because no other guards are going to see us, as far as I can tell. Looks like you can do the running. I think you're going to be successful at it. Cool. Last lockbox cleaned. Okay, this is a decent, actually a pretty solid level 2 melee weapon. And then Dade really can't be very useful. We'll park him, I don't know, behind these barrels, because why not? Who cares? But he doesn't have, I didn't bother to learn the security scramble on him, so we can't turn the camera off. But anyway, as it comes out, right, we're not escalating this turn. And next turn, when the camera turns and sees us, it is going to generate heat. But the escalation that it causes won't matter because it was going to escalate anyway. Yep, there's the camera turning. And yep, we're going to get a bunch of heat from that, which is kind of not optimal, but oh well. I'm just going to run you here. Turn off the camera, because one more person will run past this, so let's get our upside. All right, you are done. Dade can be done. August hopefully makes it. Yes, he does. All right, well, managed to complete the raid without a scratch. Go team. Got our optional loot from hacking, and there's no direct benefit to killing all the guards, but we did it. We don't want to overstay our welcome. We're clear, but don't slow down. Go, go, go. We're on the way out now. Time to count up what we're able to steal. Got some sorting and tagging to do here, but in the meantime, well done, team. We're the best. That went as well as it could have. I mean, it really did, right? We got some heat, sure. But no one's injured. We cleaned out every single piece of loot we could have possibly gotten. Don't think McKellen really had any idea who hit them. UDs keep this planet spinning. So we can review our loot in the market, and we can sell stuff. The squad levels up, we get 100 XP for the mission. And so Soren, who's... Honestly, the name Spanner worked pretty well for this. So yeah, 8 heat from sec level 4. It's decent. Again, the cap is 14 from level 7. Plus 3 from the camera is a little bit unfortunate, but oh well. You can see from our physical loot, we got 2 bespoke shock mines, which is really nice. Extra smoke grenade, which is good. Blueprint for a sure shot. Blueprint for a steel snake. Blueprint for a slam dancer. Those are all quite good and very craftable. Again, solid XP. We got some accounts we can sell. We got some files, including some that we would sell directly. So overall, pretty solid here. The team leveled up, which is good. So let's handle some of the XP stuff here. Face only gained 89 XP here, so not quite as much as the CK has, but soon we'll give her more talents. With our 2 extra points here, we're going to go ahead and make Tactical Surge better. Because I want the +1 move point as soon as possible, I got to make sure I actually unlock this. The range is useful enough, so we'll just kind of go here and grab that. Next time we get 2 points, it's going to be Tactical Surge. Next time we get only 1 point, we'll go for the cooldown. I think that talent's just really, really good. We go to our Agent EX, we have 2 points to spend here. I'm tempted to go Supremacy. Basically, we know that we will get some escalations, and so getting +1 move point and 10 move speed is pretty worth the single point here. Crit damage is not the best, because it's going to be hard to get a lot of use out of, but I think it's worth it enough. And we'll move on and get Smokescreen later, and then we have a spare point. We can go into Shuriken Wave, then we can start investing pretty heavily in making these talents better. Maxing out Shadow is worth it. Maxing out Line Crawler can be worth it. Getting some more stuff with Signal Grift can be okay. Like, I might go for these two. I might go for this stuff. I'm not sure. I'll think about it later. Scourge levels up, and I can now make Tox Cloud 50% more powerful and lower the cooldown. Really big deal here. Great stuff. Going into Venom Trap and Dissolve and stuff afterwards. Getting Nervotox, getting Brainworm. All that stuff's going to be really good down the line. Hacker levels up, and so you saw last time when I spiked the CPU, I had to load the attack program. Well, instead, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to grab Null Op. It's going to cost me 10 Matrix AP, but it basically just, deals more than attack program to every single ice in the node, which is really, really quite good. And of course, he's not on any mission, so he has no XP. All right, we've got stuff that we can sell. So I'm going to go to my inventory and be like, look, I don't really need first aid kits. I'm going to start selling these. I don't need this many pistols, I don't think. I'm probably going to drop one of them. That's probably safe. Again, I'm going to sell a ton of first aid kits here. I'm going to sell the armor patching. I'm going to keep the smokes. I might even choose to keep the AT grenades. I think there is enough reason to have them. Like, damage is good, so, let's keep them for a bit. No real spare armors. Again, yeah, everything else is already like this. But hey, I made a little bit more money from selling that stuff. Accounts only exist to be sold. If they are not epic or legendary, it does not matter who buys them. Just give them to the highest bidder. So, literally just hit spacebar over and over again, sell them. There's nothing to think about there at all. For your blueprints, it will take me a long time before I build something that will craft items. And so I'm very willing to just sell the smoke grenade blueprints and the bioswitch cloud. Okay, no one's willing to buy a level 5 blueprint. No one is like powerful enough for that. And so until I get such a limit break, this is unsellable. Similar here for the armor blueprints. Weapon blueprints I could sell. I could sell them to my gun runners to give them influence. I don't want to, though. I would like to craft these long term. So files have some minor shenanigans here. Basically, if they have a number after them, they are part of a file set. And you can craft a file set. It will generally make them worth more on average than the sum of their parts. However, some files are not part of a set. If you uncheck that, you just got individual files you can just simply sell. And that is such a massive high roll. Holy moly, 82k from this file. It's just worth money. I'm going to sell it for money, not favors. Some people pay more for things, so Dancehall's going to pay me 90. That's incredible. This thing's worth a pretty good amount as well. Yes, please. I'll take the 34. And I'm suddenly obscenely rich. That is awesome. We're going to talk to Octane. And then I'll go into buying and selling and getting better gear in a sec. So let's go ahead and move forward here. Let's go ahead and start the conversation. All right, Octane, what's up? Not my favorite call to make, but debts have to be paid. Let's see what we can learn. Look at the black soup washed up. Went to a sterile operating bay at the Og Clinic. She wasn't swimming in the Boston Harbor. Oh, she took a journey in the black, all right. The Splicer said every new Cyberknight dies in the operating table when they are laying the quantum filaments. It's just a question of whether or not you come back. You wouldn't have been the first. I'm standing here, alive and cranking. Your investment didn't die on the table. I've missed you. Can I say that? I feel like it's been a long wait. So you've seen a knight die in op? No, this is all new for me. Quantum riders are so rare, they're impossible to get. The splicer was telling me some stories he had heard from other surgeons taking the risk. You weren't the first CK he ever cut up. Probably his last, I guess. Wait, his last sounds ominous. I mean, we kind of assumed he's already dead. Yeah, the attack response team tried to catch you? Well, they scooped him up. Yeah, we kind of knew that. I'm sure their interrogators will make short work of learning that his brother owed a life debt to D-Cartel. Isn't anything else he can tell them. It was all set up blind. Ultratech won't be a step closer to you or me after the long chat with the good doctor. So, where did you get this quantum rider? Well, nanofabbing one is illegal. No one has the blueprints. It's a zombie computer, isn't it? Yep, they're all zombie computers. Yes, the spinal implant was spliced out of a spine of a dead cyberknight. And who was that? A knight died on the job. I got the opportunity to inherit the computer and took it. Now it's yours. All the rest are secrets of D-Cartel, and I will not say more. Okay, fine. A knight died on the job. Still wondering why you want to talk to us. Our loan payment isn't up for a while. I see your priorities are straight. Let's talk money. You chose to be direct, so I will be direct. You owe me a lot of UDs. More than you will be able to repay. Please, I'm not here to threaten you or try to ratchet up your interest till the debt is unpayable. I called to make you an offer. I have a job for you. You'd recover something that has been stolen from me. We do jobs, we do stolen property. What do you pay? I will erase your debt entirely, which is $2 million, which is really good. We got a really solid rate. It was $200K. Like, again, we could make the repayments because we got pretty lucky on the file downloads, but yeah. You're saying that you found an impossible to find cybernet's computer, loaned us $2 million to install it, and just so we can do a job for you. Yeah, it's a very sensitive matter internal to D-Cartel. You're going directly against the Syndicate. Recovery is only the first step. The thief is Ghoul, a Syndicate blade, who won't part easily with my stolen property. Once you've recovered my property, I need a Cyberknight, you, to sneak in and secure the data center. Or sneak into a secure data center. If we pull it off, you drop the $2 million, recover my lost property, hit a data center, and the $2 million UDs are forgiven. So 4 variants of 500K. Oh, it's 30 days, not 2 weeks. We knew coming in the schedule might be impossible to keep. Okay, if we take these jobs, tell us everything you know about the Quantum Rider. Who was this zombie before? And what that kind of past doesn't just die with the owner. If you pull off the heist, I will tell you everything I know. It isn't much. I need to know. Alright, so we can say no, take the loan, or we can say yep, send us the jobs. Yeah, we need to know the specs. So this just says give me the missions. We can still choose to skip them. So you never wanted us to pay off the debt. Well, if you had insisted to take the money and find someone else to do the work, but I'm glad you can see the business sense of taking my offer. You need a lot more details before you can promise anything, but we'll look at your jobs. Everything coming over right now. You know how to contact me if you have any questions. So Haven Smokeout is ready to be planned. Additional convos around the job are available from the Command HQ. With that business concluded, I will leave you to your planning. Okay. So, how many lies do you think we got fed? All the lies. Pack of lies or not, we need this offer. Doesn't mean we can't keep sniffing around or sifting through the lies to find the truth. Agreed. Except for the first job to buy ourselves some time to do that. We've only heard Octane's side of the story. We need our own read on the power plays of the D-Cartel. So, where is the computer really from? I'm not surprised it's a zombie computer. It's been illegal for half a century to nanofab these things. But Octane was hiding something important behind the excuse of D-Cartel secrets. Yeah, so maybe it's her secret. Do you think Octane might know more about the Knight? Absolutely. Maybe she killed the Knight to get the rider. Who knows? Or the Knight died on the very job Octane is sending us on. We need to take Octane's offer, but we don't have to take it blind. Someone better start quietly digging on the previous owner of your new Quantum Rider. Used Quantum Rider. Zombie, actually. Well, new to you at least. Let's stick with the new Quantum... Let's stick with the new Cybernetics computer, okay? Alright. We can also say... So, it's a play to make the job? How does it make sense? It's suspicious. It's all too neatly wrapped up to be real. A bad feeling about this. Octane jumped through a lot of hoops to set this up and forced us to agree. It's stacked against us. We don't have much choice, or she will bring the weight of D-Cartel down on us. We don't know enough. We need more intel. So let's go quietly digging into why Octane has gone to such lengths to get a knight under her thumb for this all-important heist. Okay, so we have several layers we can run. So we can learn about the true origin by sending Dade, Sid, or August. Dade's best at it, though. He can take the mission for 7 days, but he risks injury if it happens. We can investigate Octane's ID cartel. We can send Blur for it. Well, assign Merc locked in for 10 days. Of course, if she fails, you know, we get the heat. But honestly, no one else can run this. So sure, Blur, it's all you. You can go run this. Need to investigate Octane's power plays' ID cartel. Is she leading us into more trouble than we can handle? Neither of us like what we're hearing about this entire deal that Octane has laid out. The 2 million digi loan was bad enough. This seems worse. It's the best way out of the loan right now, so we're going to stick with it. But we've got to get you working your underworld network to look for more options. Need to be thorough and quiet. Need to know what type of play Octane is planning and who our enemies are. The briefing on the job itself has a lot of extra detail to follow up on about the Syndicate Blade Ghoul. I don't like someone else pulling the strings, so if it means we get off Octane's hooks faster, I'm all in. But I'll have to be careful asking around any Syndicate business. They see Bravestar, undercovers, and rats under every move. We're taking twice the risk to get the truth behind the Octane story is selling, but it'll be worth it. Alright, so she's going to do that. We are going to delay this legwork, because we're going to grab it later, but for now we're going to delay the other mission, the other legwork. Alright, we're short on mercs for legwork, need to come back to this soon, but not today. We have some time, but if we don't move fast, we'll be leveraged into completing Octane's plan without knowing half of it. Okay, so she's on this. Haven Smokeout's due in 5 days, which means if I send somebody on the legwork, they can't be part of Haven Smokeout. Which means I probably want to wait for Haven Smokeout to be done before any of this happens. So I've got 209k still, and I want to get my rooms set up as fast as possible, and with the money, I'm going to want to bump my command HQ, which gives me a third task. I will have to put power in here, and I'll have to build a nano scrubber in order to have the scrubbing to make the upgrade happen as well. We've got a pretty decently paying high-stakes mission here for Octane. Great. Alright, well, let's advance till these are done. Okay, cool. So, we want to get a nano scrubber ready, so it's 4 days to build it, and 1 day for the power. Let's start that. I got to put power into this as well. It's going to take me 3 days. It's got to line up reasonably well. And then we'll clean up the other rooms and put everything else in when there's time for it. Okay, these are still happening. Since this is due next, and I don't expect to really have anything else available, I'm going to go to the market and get better gear. So, we know the core squad. Oh, yes, Deal Maker Double. Your face's Deal Maker talent has boosted this job's price and added 10% influence to the reward. Sweet. That's awesome. So, yeah, we can buy some leverage to delay body timers. We can buy some leverage from Octane to turn off cameras for 2 turns. We can cash in a favor with Diego, our gun runner, or B-Tuna, but he won't do it because his trust is low, to delay reinforcements. But our core squad is these 4. What I want to do is basically buy better guns for them. It'll be a bit until I can get higher quality guns, so yeah, let's buy what we can. Since I don't have any assault rifle blueprints, I'm going to mostly be building or buying upgraded revolvers, and right, because I'm going to replace the SMG, I'm going to replace this pistol, and I can actually craft the pistol twice, so I'm not worried about that. So yeah, I'm going to go for going to the market and buying an AR, a UAR, a shotgun, and a revolver. So weapons, let's sort by powerful and rare. And so the weapon that I think should be nerfed is the Street Dragon, so this is off the table for me if we compare this the Swift Kit. Swift Kit here is less accurate, does a bit more ballistic but way less pure damage, and so is overall just a weaker gun. But I'm going to buy a Swift Kit for use, and Origami Joe gives me a small discount. That's great. As mentioned, I'm going to eventually craft a better SMG. I'm going to go ahead and buy this level 2 Urban Assault. You can see the damage upgrade here is small but appreciable. So I get to buy a new Urban Assault. I said I wanted a better shotgun too, right? Let's just compare and make sure it's actually worth the price. 20 flat damage, and actually the range is more important, so yes, I'm going to buy this as well. Let's go buy the shotgun. Great. Now I'm going to go into weapon mods here. And what I want is stuff for the assault rifles. So +1 reload, not a big deal. I don't need a suppressor right now, but I want the scopes, and I want the plus accuracy minus recoil. So I'm using basically, right, I'm using an AR and a UAR, and so I will buy 2 of each of these. So that's my money basically all spent. But it means I can come in here, right, and get an assault rifle with 20 more damage per bullet and a little bit of optimal range. And then not only that, but I can mod it to add 1 accuracy, subtract 3 recoil, add another 4 accuracy, add some more range, and yeah, now my full auto cone is a bit more narrow, but I've now got a highly accurate, very good range, 28 meter range. That's really good. Just, yeah, very useful overall. We go to the Agent EX, we do similar. Again, we see that this Urban Assault has a substantial damage increase, and we get to slam on some accuracy, some minus recoil, and yeah, solid, actually 73 baseline now. 19 meter optimal range is pretty solid here. In fact, I could buy this as well for the SMG, which I think is going to be worth it. It's pretty cheap. Actually, no, I can't afford it. I have 4K. What I can do, though, actually, is I can sell, since I am basically forcing myself to only use unique gear. Let me switch the shotgun out now as well before I forget. Not massively better, but it's still better. I can now go to my inventory and sell the guns that I won't ever be using a second version of, because I've got to use unique guns, right? So we sell the level 1 Urban Assault, we sell the level 1 AR, we sell the level 1 shotgun. Now I got some money to spend again, which is good. And that means I actually have the ability to buy some upgraded pieces of the shotgun. So I'm going to buy this better grip for some range. 1 copy there. We equip that. And then for the barrel, we go to the market. I've got a couple options here. I can add some pure damage. I can add some armor shred. Or I can increase the max range by 2. So if you look at the current weapon right now, max range is 13, optimal range is 11. So the accuracy penalty for shooting outside of optimal is the square of the difference. So right now, if I shoot at 13 meters, I get -4 accuracy, which is not a big deal. If I want to shoot at theoretical 14 or 15 meters, I would have -9 or -16 accuracy, which in some cases I'd be willing to do. And so I'm like pretty tempted to say, let's go buy either the max range or the pure damage. I'm maybe more tempted for the pure damage, honestly. I think we're going to go for this one. I think that's correct to go for. Because I can get the damage always. I can't always get the range to matter. And then I could try to buy weapon grips, but yeah, it's just too expensive for me. These all cost a little bit too much here. But getting some accuracy or armor shred or crit damage would definitely be reasonable. But yeah, I don't have that right now. Alrighty, so that is the squad kind of geared up. And there's not much else I can do. We are starting these upgrades already. I can't build anything that would help me finish the mission like more easily or anything. That's not going to be possible. So I'm going to make a save here and say we did a good job setting up for the next mission. And I guess what else is there to say, but I will see you next episode. Blair's going to find out what's going on with the D cartel. We're going to run the Haven Smokeout, and then probably send people on other legwork when we get the chance to. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.